Hello everyone, Noek, and before I begin this, I'm going to say I will most likely say some sort of spoiler accidentally. Alright, so if you have not seen anything of the Inhumans Season 1, please, and you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the video, watch it, and then you can come back. But for everyone else, I will talk. So, the Inhumans TV series, what did I think? Wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Like, I wanted Inhumans to be good. I love the Inhumans. I was excited first when the movie, but then when it got to the TV show, I went, you know what? This could still work. This might even work better for it. And and I get my hopes up. I was going to originally go to the premiere, but I missed the first episode, like the showing, because I was coming back from the cottage. I went, whatever, I'll watch it when it comes on TV. But yeah, I saw it and there was a lot I enjoyed. That's the thing. When I'm thinking back and I rewatch, I go, I am enjoying this, but there's something there. Yeah, there was a few things that definitely need to be fixed for season two, and I'm gonna talk about them. But the overall is Inhuman season one is all right. Definitely see why people wouldn't like it, but I don't think it deserves as much hate as it's getting. I think it's IMB that their rating of a 5.4 is pretty fair. All right, someone could argue for a 6, but you know what? I would say 5.4 sounds fair. Now let's go on to things that need to be changed, and I want to address something here. And I'm stating this. Someone at ABC wants their Marvel properties to fail. All right. Agent Carter season 3 didn't come, so the main show wasn't that big. But there was this other show with Haley Atwell, and it lasted 3 episodes. You probably don't even know it. Lincoln's actor was in it. Lincoln from Agents of Shield. Yeah, his actor was in it. But I found it weird in this one. So there's that there. So much within Agents of Shield, of course. It got a later time, but at least they were able to make advantage with that. All right. Uh, Good showrunners know how. Like the people behind the scenes, they know. Okay, we're given this advantage. How do we use this for an advantage? Well, later time, let's get darker. And now for Inhumans, there was just they had the deck so stacked against them. Let's look at it here. 8 episodes. I forget how many weeks of filming, but it was definitely not enough. The Friday kill slot, Scott Buck, and definitely needed a better effects budget. Yeah, the effects could get good. Like, I feel there were some there that they went, yeah, you know what? We do know what effects we really want, but they should all have, like, that good. Uh, the 8 o'clock, like, the Friday kill slot, most times when networks give something a Friday, like, a thing, it's because, yeah, this is going to be your last season, make it a wrap up, and then if you do good, we might give you some more. You know what kept its Tuesday slot? The middle. Now, apparently, it's getting good critical reviews. Although anyone I can find can't say one good thing. I can't find anything good, but except apparently all these magic reviews. I'm finding that so weird. But anyways, yeah, okay. Now, is it because I don't like the middle? No, the reason why I'm angry that this keeps its Tuesday slot is that it's ending. All right, the behind the scenes guy, the creators of it went, yeah, you know what? We're ending it this season. All right, this is the last season. Our choice. All right. So if this thing's ending, why don't you give it the Friday kill? Alright? The fans of it will still watch it, or they'll PVR it. And then, because Marvel's Tuesday was like a thing. Was once an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, then it's like, oh, every Tuesday we're gonna get you something Marvel. Alright? But no, we didn't get that. It's Friday. See, starting in season 2, like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., like it would like, run regularly, then you would get Agent Carter, and then once some of the other shows went on a bit more, or Agent Carter was still going, and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened. Because if you remember last season, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was great, but everyone was complaining about the amount of breaks, and yeah, I was too. Here's the thing, it didn't have that Agent Carter in between. Right? That allowed it to stretch its time, the amount of episodes it had. So it felt a more cohesive story. Now, I will say one break, obviously, like, what was going to happen, that of the episode, the weekly skip. And that was when the presidential election, but the rest of them, with not having Agent Carter there, I'm telling you, that's what had it, caused it. That's what caused all these, like, oh, now you gotta wait a week, then you watch, wait a week, watch. Because that's what all the other things, like CW, its TV superhero things, once you watch the first 3 weeks after the winter break, then they start doing these skips. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had Agent Carter, alright? So by canceling Carter there, and again, they just kept stacking more against them. You see what I mean by someone at ABC wants their Marvel properties to fail? Now, let's talk about episodes for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It had 8. 8 episodes. This clearly was not enough. No, maybe I'm being too hard. A lot of things can do good with 8, right? Yeah, no. Well, like, they do good, but I'm saying there's usually reason or, like, just surprising luck. Alright, the first one, let's first look at a Marvel thing. Defenders, okay, 8, right? Well, it had 5 series before it. Each of them, the Defenders, what are they for the Netflix? 13? 13 times 5? What's that? 65? So it had actually 65 episodes to build stuff up. Developed characters, and then this brought them together. So we're supposed to have this big team like the Defenders and still get all the building up from there. See? That's why you didn't have to worry about if you have 8 episodes, because it's just hit the ground running, because everyone was already running, actually. There's no hitting the ground. It's just we're all running, we just all happen to come together. But no, in Humans it's, okay, we're all together. Alright. We have to reach that finish line in how many episodes? Alright, what about Game of Thrones? It's getting less episodes. Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's got a reason and a compensation. Its reason for it is, of course, winter's here. Everything's shorter. Now, like the shorter amount of time. Which I think is also a nice little meta humor joke. Because everything's shorter, but of course, filming has to. Oh, it's harder for us to film like this at this specific time because it's only here at this specific time. So it's got that excuse. And for compensation, it's got longer episodes. Like, the shorter season, longer episodes to compensate for that. So if ABC went, you get 8 episodes. Can we have an hour and a half to 2 hours? I know everything's less than like half an hour. But we're just using that for whatever. Then that at least is a fair enough trade. Yeah. And then Another thing with 8 episodes is Stranger Things season 1, but that was, I'm just surprised about it long. I'm also thinking they had a problem. I'd have to relook, but I'm pretty sure they had more time to film and probably a much better budget. And then you know what they got? They got more episodes. They got an extra episode with season 2. Oh, by the way, Netflix, you evil. You knew everyone would look for a rule of 3 with season 2. But Inhumans, more episodes. But before I go to that, Scott Buck. Buck, you're not a good showrunner. Stop. You're gonna just have everyone can't seem to find it there. Any show I can find you're a producer on, it does good. But I want to get out of my comfort zone. You can get out of your comfort zone, just don't make us in our in-comfort zone. Uncomfort? In-comfort? Up. Don't be a showrunner. Alright? You were bad. I know what I want. I know where I'm heading for with the Inhumans. I don't see what you're exactly heading for. Okay, I have an idea, but I'm getting into that for what I want to talk about for season 2. Yeah, though. You gotta get off. Maybe become an assistant showrunner. Have someone else. And speaking of have someone else, that's something that needs to be done. They need somebody who actually gives a damn about the Inhumans, alright? A lot of times, a lot of the characters here would, the royal family was alright for the most part, and maybe there was some creative choices in order to set apart and tell a different story. But when Orin got that team, you got a number of humans with powers there, like Inhumans from the comics. Except they weren't called any of them. Alright? A lot of these were one-shot characters, but really off-shot. But why not? Why not just use them? It's not like you were building up these characters with a lot of stuff. But if you want to go into a bit more, well, let's look at Orin. In the comics, Orin is green fur. She's got these giant ears, and everyone's like, why isn't she like that? But everyone went, you know what? Budget. They couldn't afford it. That's fine. We understand. Well, she joined up with Maximus. What? Oh, she's security. She's good like that. She doesn't do overthrow. She's all about the authority and stuff. But you know what? Maybe it's a different angle. And she doesn't have her powers. So Orin doesn't look like, act like, or walk like herself. Yeah. In the show, she has a healing factor. Pretty cool. It can actually bring back from death. Awesome. In the comics, though, she can pinpoint any word that she thinks of, and she can find anyone talking about it. She can just find it there. And she's actually a security. She's a detective, a tracker. And she knows how to use it. That's a real good thing about the Inhumans. They always find there's no useless power. And you might think, wait, in the show, though, they send useless powers to the mines. Well, they made a change because they don't have alpha primitives. But, all in all, things need to change for Season 2, which I really hope happens, alright? It feels really unfair that they had so much against them at the beginning, and then it's expect, okay, be as good as Marvel, Netflix, or no, not the MCU. Be as good as all our successful MCU movies. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So, Season 2, what needs to happen? Scott Buck, you're not the showrunner, or at least you're not the head showrunner. You can pitch ideas, and then, you know what, maybe something has a good ball rolling. Like, oh, that's good, and then others, it's just, no, just stop. Alright. Monotone. uh, we need to actually start using more Inhumans from the comics. Alright, I don't care if the character is just an off shot, just one shot, off shot, whatever. I'm annoyed. Now, what about stories? Okay, so season 1 ends with an enemy coming after them, the Kree, obviously. But what else can there? Well, there's this really cool Inhuman. He never went through Terrigenesis. He uses technology. He's called the Seeker. Well, the Seeker's actually a title, as it was held by two brothers. It's weird. And he was a recurring villain. He essentially helped the Genetic Council. Everything he did was technically legal, but it shouldn't be legal. Yeah. Anywho, he came after the royal family a lot of times when they needed to leave Adelaide. So maybe he would have something to do with it. That would be really good. That going after them, keeping them on their toes, having them run. One thing is, there was this character I really like. He's called Arua. I've done a video about him before. He's Arua Boltagan. He's the son of Black Bolt and Medusa. And be interesting maybe to have him pop. Does that mean, wouldn't he be an infant? Well, I was thinking about it, and what if they already had Arua and sent him to Earth? Ahura? Anyways, they sent him to Earth under the protector of someone to get him to just a regular family. And this would be Reader. Now, Reader was born with the ability to, if you read something, it happens. Alright? It comes to life, or it just happens. You can only do this power 3 times, and each time it gets a bit weaker. Alright? And then he has to rest, and then he can do it now another 3 times. So, he's a reality warper using words. The Inhuman village tribe he was from, it wasn't actually part of Adelan, it was one of the lost kingdoms. To make up for this, they blind him, but he learned Braille. Anyways, so they brought their child to Reader, Black Bolt and Medusa, get him hidden, and then he used his reading ability to make them not remember. However, it's maybe starting to fade on her, and Medusa is starting to remember, or Black Bolt is. Maybe they both are. And now they want to find their son, now that the times have changed. Now that they're on Earth, and now that they know, the new humans are all arising, our son might have powers there. He's going to be scared. We need to find him. This is sort of taking stuff from the comics there. And then, of course, the Secret is after. Now, I mentioned before that how pretty much all the characters that were able to get a good one shot, able to get something about them. The episodes were good, alright? But there were a couple that need an episode like that there. First was Trident, who was barely in this. Of course, we were supposed to believe he was dead. I would have been pissed. That would have been so anticlimactic if he was. So I kept my hopes way up that he was actually alive. Otherwise, it would just be... No, just... Ugh. And the other is Crystal. I don't get what her story was about. The most I got was she was having a romantic relationship. Except Karnak had that in his story, and his worked a lot better. So both of them need an actual better human interaction there. Let's see. What else? Oh, it ends with an enemy coming. Yeah, apparently Adelan has been holding something hidden. And now that the dome is gone and the city's collapsed, an enemy is coming after it there. It's obviously going to be the Kree, alright? But I'm hoping that they work the Seeker in there. Here's another thing. Maximus is now in this bunker. And part of me thinks is the isolation is going to cause him to go mad. Yeah. I should have looked up who the hell worked on this episode, because these past two episodes have been good. Like, the characters have really come out on, oh my god, why weren't these characters acting like that before? So, after I finish this video here, I'm going to go look that up to see who was working on that, and I recommend them, alright? I recommend them to be at the front of this, to make sure they're worked on the writing and directing. And I will say we also got to see the royal family back in their costumes, actually more proper. So getting that more is definitely something we need. And I guess, and I mentioned before, I want to have more Inhumans and also New Humans, actual characters from the comics, not all these OCs. Alright? So those are parts of things I want to see in Season 2. Alright, guys, there's not too much else I can talk about. I hope anybody who was at least satisfied with the Inhumans. And until next time.